Sonic E3 Demo, colloquially referred to as Sonic DS, was a tech demo developed by Sega that was only ever seen at E3 2004. This is my personal favorite tech demo of the bunch and the only one I knew about extensively before I started researching for this video. I love Sonic, and I've always been enamored by the fantastic visuals on display in this game, though the gameplay itself has always seemed simplistic. Still, I've gathered everything I could find on it, so let's start at the beginning. The demo would start with a message on the top screen that read, "Switch camera angles by touching the camera icons," before changing to show Sonic running through a stage, very reminiscent of Seaside Hill from Sonic Heroes, which had been released only a few months prior in December of 2003. On the bottom screen were a slider, 3 camera buttons, and a skip button. The slider seems to have controlled the zoom of the camera, while each camera button corresponded to a different camera angle. Regardless, it seems like the camera angle once the game started would be the same, no matter which one you chose. This system was likely put in place simply so attendees could look at the visual fidelity of the demo from multiple angles. Upon pressing skip, the demo would quickly display instructions on the top screen reading, "Slide your finger along the bottom screen to boost Sonic's power." The game would then transition to show Sonic waiting at the starting line. After a second, an announcer would shout, "Ready? Go!" cueing Sonic to begin running. From here, the goal of Sonic DS was simply to reach the end of the stage. This was done by dragging your finger or the stylus back and forth on the bottom screen. The faster the player swiped, the faster Sonic ran. The top screen was used to display the actual gameplay, Sonic's ring count, that day's highest record, the player's current time, and a diagram showing how much of the stage was left. Sonic's head on the diagram was taken from his sprite in the Sonic Advance games. As the player swiped faster and faster, Sonic would hit different speed thresholds, with the bottom screen slowly changing colors as his speed increased. At 100 miles per hour, he would move noticeably faster, and the top screen would begin to be surrounded by speed lines. At 300 miles per hour, he would move faster still, and the speed lines would increase. At Sonic Speed 1, the game's colors would turn inverted, and the speed at which Sonic's model moved would slow down and be encased by a shield of wind in front of him. The player could also obtain Sonic Speed 2, 3, and 4, though there were no noticeable visual changes after Sonic Speed 1. Pressing the L button or tapping the top of the bottom screen would make Sonic jump, although it appears there were no obstacles on the course. This jump seems to have only aided Sonic by helping him reach additional rings. Rings would be scattered around the stage for Sonic to collect, seemingly in fixed positions. These rings appear to serve no purpose other than bolstering the player's final score, as Sonic is unable to get hurt in this demo. At the end of the course, Sonic would run into a ramp. Performing a well-timed jump off this ramp would net the player extra rings. After crossing the finish line, the screen would abruptly change to what I believe is not a pre-rendered video, but instead an entirely new, higher resolution model of Sonic, smiling and giving a thumbs up, before giving the player a score based on their top speed, final time, and total rings collected.